I hate to say it, but I'm optimistic once again for Nate Pearson. I know. I invite the laughter. This is fine. The legend of Big Nate. I heard he's out there. Bigfoot. If you're watching this after the fact in clip format and you're new to the channel, thank you so much for checking it out. Reminder, we do these roundtable discussions every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. Let us know if you're enjoying this, and let's continue with the talk then.
Just want to really quickly point out here, Keith just sent us $13.99. He says, I have no clue what Patreon is, nor can I figure out how to use Discord. However, here's my contribution to put 2 cents in. Hurry and sign Reyes as a reliable reliever, and Nate Pearson will be our number 5 starting pitcher. So, Keith, thank you very much. See, you all can figure out ways to contribute, even if you can't work our fancy little contraptions.
All right. Well, this is a great time for us to pivot then, and let's talk Nate Pearson. We'll end on this, and then we'll open to the floor to all of your topics you're bringing forward. Nate Pearson, really, the sky was the limit for this kid. I mean, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. He's had some rough luck with injuries. I mean, who saw mono coming?
Oh,
right? For all the ways
Well,
a guy
even
can
if
lose
he
a
broke
season,
arm, that
mono
was a freak.
is a weird year. He did come back. I mean, he played in the Winter League. Looked good. I hate to say it, but I'm optimistic once again for Nate Pearson. I know. I invite the laughter. This is fine. The legend of Big Nate. I heard he's out there. Bigfoot.
Baseball America still has him as a top 10 Blue Jays prospect. I think he's celebrating his 10-year anniversary as being a top 10 Blue Jays prospect with Baseball America.
That'll mean something because I'm pretty sure he's got arbitration years coming up next year. So
yeah, he'll finally reach arbitration and he'll be retirement age. He'll be 38.
Oh man, can a guy still be on a prospect list when he's in his ARB years? That's a question I never thought I'd ask. Okay, Nate Pearson, because if he is healthy going into next season, should the Blue Jays, whether it's in AAA or given him a 5/6 spot in their rotation to fight it out with Kikuchi in April, should they give him another chance to be a starting pitcher? Or has that ship sailed? And is it time to look at Nate Pearson as a, fingers crossed, hopefully high-end reliever for this team? Joel, let's start with you because we haven't heard from you in a hot minute. How are you feeling about Nate Pearson?
If this story ends with a hook on the door of a car, by the way, Joel.
Yeah.
No, I'll try to keep away from that. To be so highly touted, like right there with Vladdy, probably Roy Halladay is going to come in and throw a no-hitter on his first game out. Like the expectations for Nate were DeGrom. We're DeGrom out right off the chute, and to sit here to expect him to be a starter this year, all I want is health. That's all I want. Wherever it's coming from, whatever position he has to be put in to be able to get into the major leagues this year and throw 50 innings, like that's where my expectations are. If he can throw 50 innings, if he can throw 20 innings in the minors and then 30 in the majors in the second half of the season, just something to get that kid a taste of the show, and to have your expectations lowered so much that I just feel for the kid. He's got all the talent in the world. I feel like why am I spacing on his name? His former pitching coach that we've had,
Anthony Telford.
Oh, Anthony Telford. Yeah,
Anthony Telford. Anthony Telford was talking about how he had went to he'd gone to the why am I spacing on the name for the pitching school where you're maxing your velocity out. Why am I spacing on it right now? Where he said he went there for the offseason, he completely lost his mechanics. He went from throwing 102 naturally to not even being able to he's forcing 98 now. So from Telford's perspective, he said that he needs to go back to the way he was performing at 21, the approach he had back then. And I feel like that makes a lot of sense because if you're naturally hitting 102, why are you striving to alter your mechanics to get something that you already had? So to me, I think it's probably going back to an older routine and doing what he did at a younger age because he's got all the talent in the world. So
could this be a situation though, like Tiger Woods, where as a youngster, the swing allowed him to be elite, but as he got older and injuries started to nag, like he did have to redefine his swing as a golfer. Sorry for the golfing reference. It's a 2 steps forward, so you could take, or 2 steps back, so you could take 4 steps forward kind of a thing. Like, is that maybe what's going on with Nate, where his body isn't able to maintain that? So he does need to do some mechanical changes in order to recapture that. And maybe this has just been growing pains along the way.
So you can, like, I'm not going to pretend like I'm some pitching whiz who
Pretend away.
understands everything about it. But to me, pitching like mechanics, it's an individual thing. Like, it's an individual thing how your specific body, you can't just go out and tell everybody to throw one standard way and that's how you'll succeed, right? There is alterations in how you create velocity from your arm, and to try to put a standard concept on somebody who's already, like I said, got that velocity, and you're like, oh, hey, we'll get you to 106. Like, I don't think I think that's what happened. They were trying to get even more out of something that was already where it needed to be. And now he's in a place where all that natural talent has kind of been taken and twisted away from all the things that made him great aren't really there right now. So, like I said, to go back
yeah, like, I'm with you, Joel. He is such an interesting scenario in baseball in general, right? Like, it's just wild the amount of hype this kid had. I mean, let's be serious. He was on MLB Network fielding questions about being in the Hall of Fame. Like, the amount
talking about him
of
110.
100, yeah, literally. Like, this was things that people were saying. So it just,
right?
If he can stay on the field, I think the best thing that this organization can do for him is keep him healthy, try and get him some big league reps. And the best way to do that is reliever. And I think we're going to see him in the bullpen this year. My fingers are crossed that he actually does see some success because he's got the stuff. It's just, if he can manage to stay there.
Anybody else have anything else they want to add on Nate Pearson? I feel like 17 minutes is loads of time to spend on Nate Pearson. Jim, go ahead.
I've just got one more. I think that we could expect them to handle Nate like we saw in the Winter League. 12 appearances all out of the bullpen. So I think that's got to be the plan for 2023 is the bullpen and then reevaluate after that.